felt like we were in charge of our own destiny. We were good enough to beat every team. I do remember reading an article from Mike Gibson, and he said that the Roosters are like a flashy red car. You go to put your foot down and there's not quite the acceleration you want. And I just remember that vividly. It was a nice way of putting shit on us, really, saying that we failed in the big moments.
You know, I started playing as an 18-year-old at the Roosters in an era that we weren't winning.
44-12. Poor old eastern suburbs, nothing went right for them, did it? The siren has sounded. Disappointed Craig Salvatore.
I always say there's the joke at the Roosters where we'd sit at every presentation and watch the 1975 Grand Final over and over and over again.
It's been a memorable performance by the Roosters.
As much as I love watching Arthur Beetson with a trophy, but you know, it was getting a bit much, you know, sitting there going, you know, it's the last time we won a Grand Final, it's our turn.
Well, I remember before I came to the Roosters, I sat in a meeting, there was Kerry Packer and Nick and Gus, and there was a whole room full of people. I don't know if I was that intimidated. I think from Penrith you sort of don't, you know, everyone's pretty humbled out there, so it quickly grew that I knew I had to get some results.
Fittler gets behind them and away from them. The Australian captain scores in his first match for his new club.
The people in charge were really passionate about the club, and you can feel that straight away. So I felt like I was coming to a club that was definitely going in a good direction.
Fittler! He scores!
You know, emotionally we pull our socks up, and I think what happened, things turned around a little bit and started winning some big games.
Walker's gonna make it! Walker's over!
Pitt will have a go here, I reckon.
Now, Adrian Lamb gets a kick away. The hand goes up, it's 15-all. First half of extra time, and here's a try. That's Garland.
The club itself realised that we had to improve, make a few sacrifices, and just get a little bit more committed, I suppose. And I felt like the whole club went together. And
Fittler has sensed that. He bullets a pass across. Goulet for Singh. Here's a try. Yes, Barnett. He's gone in the corner. Cross for Lamb. Lamb to Gaffey. Gaffey for Singh. Singh gets away. Singh's inside the 10. They're going to do it. They've done it again. They're over. That's Ricketson.
The best team at the time was Newcastle, and we beat them in the prelim, which was, you know, that was a special game for the club, I thought.
Freddie single-handedly destroyed Joey in Newcastle.
Oh, intercepted, and it is Brad. He's away inside the 10. He's there. Try for Brad Fittler.
Everyone remembers that game. That was a really good one. You know, Newcastle they were good then.
They're rocking and rolling. Solomona, the ball is out to Minicello. Minicello's got McDougall to beat. Here comes Ryan Cross. He draws the fullback. Cross is away. And Cross, at long last, will get a try. 3 tries in about 3 minutes.
Well, Andrew Voss, in the first half, we heard plenty of chants of Newcastle. The Roosters crowd making plenty of noise.
They're outside him again, Peter. It's Matt Singh down the left flank. Turns it in. Hegarty. He's there. Another try.
Well, Brad Fittler is now picking them to pieces.
One good kick. Get it out over the sideline. Well done. Raise your hands in the air. You are going to the Grand Final.
2000 we made the Grand Final, and that to me was a Grand Final.
Yeah, well, 2000, we were just happy to be there. That was the feeling I got.
I think we almost had a ticket tape parade on the Thursday before the Sunday game just because it was so exciting to be in a grand final. So
we went up to the Bono Junction Mall and there was like 5,000 or 6,000 people there. And everyone was patting you on the back going, oh, and we were playing against Brisbane, it was a star-studded team. So it felt like we were just enjoying the ride that week.
2000, 100%. It was my first year. I was like, how good's this? As a 19-year-old, or just turned 20, and I'm in a grand final in my very first year of first grade. Stadium Australia was called back then, had the big wings on it. So, you know, we had 90,000+ fans there on grand final day. And now we're playing the great Broncos team.
Champion rugby league side, champion players, and it is going to take one almighty effort from Sydney Roosters to overcome the might of the Broncos today.
Wayne Bennett coached the Broncos team and they had superstars. They were the best team all year.
We weren't prepared for that. Only Freddie had played in the grand final.
Greatest back rower in the world of rugby league, Gordon Tallis. It will be Brisbane from right to left. The late 50s, early 60s, the grand final is underway. Will it be Brisbane? Will it be Sydney Roosters?
We just ran into a Brisbane team that was one of the best teams in the era.
Lamb, Jinx, now Hegarty! He's over the line, but... Lockyer, inside for Takiri, first try of the grand final. For Sailor will make it, Sailor's over, Wendell Sailor is in for Brisbane. Second try of the day for the Broncos, 14 points to 2.
Too much football at this end of the field, too much pressure.
Broncos are the premiers of the year 2000. Minor premiers by a clear 6 points. They are now the premiers with a 14 points to 6 victory in front of 94,277.
We probably weren't at that right level. It was still an achievement to make the grand final though. It was still important for the club, I thought.
History shows that sides that originally get to a grand final, it's always hard to win, but in plenty of times they've backed up and won after that. So these boys will pick up. There are a lot of them are young fellas and we have big futures, so just have to regroup.
At the end of the game, we all felt like we had a lot more left in the tank. I remember feeling like if the game went for another 10 or 15 minutes, we probably would have got the Broncos.
You know, looking back, we sort of missed that little bit of an opportunity, but you know, it was a tight game. But I suppose Broncos deserved that victory. They were the best team all year.
But that was certainly put the taste in our mouth for greater success.
You know, when you look back, there could have been excuses, but at the end of the day, we weren't winning those big games. So,
you know, maybe that lit the fuse for 2002, that loss.
Well, 2001 was an awful year for me. I think I was voted most overrated player. I think there was the Origin was awful, and we came 6th and got beat in the first semi-final.
You know, the progress of making a grand final and then going into a pre-season excited about your next year, and things didn't really go to plan. And you could kind of feel the club in itself going, well, we tasted a bit of success. What's going on?
You know, being at the Roosters, you kind of get to around the top of the ladder relatively quickly and relatively easily, and it was more so par for the course. But
for us, that year was a bit of a disappointment because we made the grand final the year before and we were looking to go one better, and we were knocked out in the first semi-final. I think we played Newcastle up there, and it was a different system back then. It was a McIntyre system, so we were on the team bus thinking that we were going to be okay and get a second week.
And then I think St George beat someone, maybe Canterbury, to jump us, so we didn't get a second chance.
What a finish, what a finish. Time. It's full time, the Dragons have won.
The Dragons live to week 2 of the finals and the Roosters make their exit.
We were travelling on the bus back to the east and we're out, and that was it. Season was done.
You know, it's funny in hindsight. A lot of clubs finish sixth and they sort of see that as a positive season, but it was a dreadful year. You know, it was just awful. I don't know why. I think maybe coming off year 2000, we did so well and, you know, just got it wrong. But it turned around.